Good morning. I'm Lisa Trunky with the Peche Media, and I'm here with Casey, her Rinque, and Kelly Thomas. Thanks for having me today. And we're here because you guys are having a hard time finding a place to rent. Is this right?
Yes.
Can you guys tell me about this?
Sure. It just seems like it's really unaffordable in this area, La Peche, Chelsea especially. And it just seems like it's very hard to find anything with the amount of bedrooms, I guess, that you need as a family that's affordable. I've been keeping an eye out for about 3 months now. It's been a very frustrating search just because there really doesn't seem much to look at. So the searches have been quite short, to be honest.
Tell me about you. What's your situation with your rental?
Well, Kate, for about the whole time I've known Casey, like a good 4 years, I guess, I've been looking. So I have a lot of experience with what it's like, and it's very, very difficult. It's very discouraging. So I finally found the place where I'm at now in Farm Point last May. And I asked, because of pandemic and my work, can I be here for a few years? And I was assured. And then the day I moved in, it was put for sale. And now there's new people moving in. I feel like I was very much misled into thinking I could stay. And now I'm in a bad situation that I have 2 more months to find a place. And my work is tied into my home as well. I work with students who are homeschooling and need support. So if I try to find a place where I can't work with my students, I also lose my proof of income that is needed to get a place.
So, Casey, how long have you lived in La Peche?
I've been in this area. I moved to Val-des-Mots, which is actually just about 5 minutes from my current location, in 2008. And I was there for about 10 years until I was separated and divorced and pregnant and single and needing to find a place to live. So I landed here, luckily only 5 minutes from my children's dad, which is convenient because we do share custody. And I had a really great landlord here who was patient with me and supported me through kind of getting myself back on my feet. And so I've been here for 5 years. I've loved it. It's been ideal for my kids to have a yard and enough bedrooms for them. And I find myself in a position now where I'm having to find a new place to live. Really had no idea how difficult it would be to find somewhere suitable for the kids and I. I'm looking for a 3-bedroom house. And currently my rent here is incredibly reasonable, but it still takes up one entire paycheck. So I know I'll be paying more when I go somewhere else, and I don't know how I'm going to afford it. I don't know how I'm going to have to save up all of my paychecks to pay one bill, and gosh help me if it doesn't include utilities. So I'm pretty scared now as to where we're going to end up.
And how is this going to affect your children? Are you worried that they might have to change schools?
Well, my daughter just started kindergarten in Wakefield. My son is going to be changing schools anyway as he heads into high school. But we've always lived in the country. I do so for my peace of mind. And I am not looking to live in the city. I don't want to say I'm not willing, but after, I have a 12-year-old who's been living in the country for this many years, his whole life, and to think that I'm going to be locked up in an apartment in a high-rise breaks my heart. I don't think I could mentally survive that. So I'm trying to keep my hopes up. I'm looking at the outskirts of Wakefield, the outskirts of anywhere around here really, which is generally a little bit less expensive the farther you go out. So this is what I'm hoping to find for the kids and I is another home, and it's going to be long term.
I have a son who's 12 years old who will be affected by this. He has been affected by it. We finally moved into a home to settle into, and we have to leave again. So he is stressed out. I can't blame him. He's old enough to know what's happening.
I've had a lot of support as well from the community. I've met a lot of people who have become family to me here. And the thought of trying to go somewhere else, especially when I'm sharing custody and I need to stay close, I'm just not sure how we're going to manage. On top of everything else, on top of a pretty rough year of COVID, I've been retraining for a new job. In my mind, that gives me a bit of flexibility as to where I can live. But the stress of not having any proof of income when I'm going to live somewhere, I have no idea how I'm going to find a place without proof of income. I'm at a kind of a new point in my life here. My child is starting high school. My daughter just started school, and I'm supposed to be working my butt off. I'm supposed to be feverishly working towards, maybe finding my own house one day, supporting my kids, and contributing to my community and doing what I love to do. And instead, I'm worrying about literally a roof over my head, and if I'm going to have to somehow, I don't know, am I going to have to give custody to my kid's father so that I can go find some affordable bachelor apartment? Even that isn't possible, as he works out of the country a lot of the time. I'm looking at a really big mountain to climb, with a lot of challenges I just don't know how I'm going to overcome, due to the atrocious amount of money it takes to rent around here, to live around here. As a single mom who is been off my feet and on my feet and now struggling to find some steady ground again, I'm actually considering living situations that I'm not ready for. Perhaps living with a boyfriend who is a great man, but I'm not ready to have a step-parent in my life. I'm not ready to live with someone else yet. But that's the only reason it would be affordable. Before I considered that, I asked Kelly to live with me. Let's find a house together. Because of her working conditions, that's not possible. So it's putting women, single mothers in positions where they're having to make choices that are not good for them.
Casey and I are by no means considered low income, so therefore we wouldn't even qualify for low income housing if we wanted to. So even though we can't afford, what's in the market, we're also not going to qualify for the support of having a lower income. We have just above it. And so that being said, homelessness is a real thing that we have to consider. Our children won't be homeless. They have fathers, but that is something that keeps me awake at night. Whose couch do I have to sleep on? And that's not me. I'm a professional woman. Before COVID, I ran a business in schools. So, this has taken a lot from both of us. And I know for myself, my biggest goal is peace and stability. And I know she's the same. And this is where we have it. We have peace out here and we had stability. This community is great to be part of. I've only been technically with a legal address here since June. But, from the man who came to clean my wood stove to, spreading the word that I needed support to, I've had the Wakefield Emergency Relief organization reach out to me and offer me a lot of support there. Not just little bits, but they actually care. I feel like I have some aunties over there or something,
I did want to say that one of the challenges for looking for a rental in this area, especially because we are in such a beautiful cottage country, is as soon as you put in rent Quebec or rent Gatineau, rent Wakefield, all of these B&Bs come up. These chalets that you're renting for a night, you see 800, 900 $1,000 and you're thinking, oh, well, that sounds affordable, until you see that it's per week, because it's a vacation rental. So we see a lot of people here coming to enjoy themselves for a weekend or a week, and you're thinking, is that beautiful home sitting vacant for the 3 weeks that they're not renting it? So that is a very big challenge, finding a place that is actually for rent, for the month, for a family.
Yeah, so like Casey mentioned, I've noticed a really hard time also. It's been hard due to the Airbnbs and the, vacation listings. And it kind of makes me sad too, because I really love this community so much, and we see so much negative feedback on social media about a lot of the guests that don't consider the neighborhoods or the home that they're renting, about partying and stuff, or even considering the COVID regulations and keeping the community safe that way. Whereas Casey and I are people that, we love this community so much. We would just really appreciate to be able to stay in it. We would never cause any problems. And I'm sure that we are not the only people, single parents in this situation in the area. The organizations that have helped me, they've let me know it's not just me, it's not just her. They're very, very confidential because they protect our privacy very much. But there are people out there that are in our shoes too. So I think the whole community needs to realize that it's an affordable housing crisis, not low income. We are hardworking, responsible, really good tenants, that have pride in where we live. But there's a crisis for people like us.
I also wanted to say that I think that the people who are working in this community, for this community, like Kelly is with the kids from around here, as I want to be doing as a massage therapist, helping people in this area, I think that people who are contributing to the livelihood of this community, to its well-being, who attend its festivals, who enjoy the music, who volunteer at the events, and who make this place the great place that everybody wants to come visit, I think that we deserve to live here too. I don't think that I should have to go to the city to live somewhere less expensive, even though this is where I want to be contributing and giving my life. I think that the people who are making this place great deserve to live here.
So all that being said, today has been really important for us, I think. I think it's a little bit of hope. I know I've been looking forward to it. We know how supportive this community is, and I think that people just don't realize how big of a problem it is. So thank you, Lisa, Peche Media. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with us and listening to our story and helping us, get the word out for ourselves and for anybody else that's in this situation.